Hey guys, I just want to make a quick video on my thoughts on this Sena Freewire. So let me take a minute to briefly explain what this thing is for, what it's about. So if you want to have a Bluetooth helmet or a setup where you got speakers in your helmet without being tethered to your bike, Honda or Harley. I've got a 2019 Ultra Classic Harley. Anyways, so this is a Sena product. You got to have a Sena speaker setup, communication setup in your helmet. They're only compatible Sena with Sena. Without this thing, Harley does make a gadget similar to this, but apparently it's kind of sucks. So you plug this thing in and it goes from your boombox audio system to this, and it Bluetooths from this to your helmet wirelessly. So I just got done with a long trip, kind of road tested this thing. And I want to talk a little bit about installation and the unusual things I ran into with this thing. Overall, worked great. Sound is good. I wish the volume could be just a tad bit louder, but that's not on this thing. It's on the Harley stereo. When it's all said and done, I may end up buying an amp and putting it in I could have it a little bit louder coming through my speakers in my helmet. Going at 45, 60 mile an hour, you can hear fine, but when you're on the highway going 75 or 80, it gets a little bit harder to hear certain things. I like talk radio sometimes, even that's kind of tough to hear conversations when you're at those speeds. So I might end up getting an amp, but that's another subject. Anyway, so about this thing, let me show you. When you look at videos of this, oh, by the way, Ryan Erlacher of Law Abiding Biker does a great video telling all about this thing. Go to his website, YouTube channel, Law Abiding Biker. Great information there. But anyways, yeah, when people talk about installation of this, at least with their Harley, they got their bike all torn apart, got the fairing torn down and hooking up into accessory outlets and shit like that. And I just wanted the easiest way. By the way, so yeah, if you just plug in your 7-pin cord from this thing to the bike, that's how it gets information from the boombox stereo to this thing. You got to have a 7-pin connector, comes with the box, and routing that is up to you. Do whatever you want to do. And then it runs on, it powers, it has batteries, and it goes like 7 or 8 hours. I wanted to just have it plugged in to some kind of power source where I don't have to worry about charging it. It's always being charged on the bike. And there's ports for that. It's all easy, plug and play kind of stuff. And that's really, I think, why people are tearing their fairings apart and looking for an alternate power source to constantly power this thing. But like I said, I think the battery's rated at 7 or 8 hours just from a full charge without being plugged into anything. So, having said that, I did not tear my fairing apart. I wanted something kind of simple, and I didn't want a bunch of wires and shit hanging all over the tank. At least as little as possible. So let me show you what I did. All right, so what we got here is a 2019 Ultra Limited. On my bike, the 7-pin connector is here. The cord that comes with the Freewire, I ran it here, routed it. It's a coiled wire, so there's plenty of slack to it. Under the seat, toward the back, right dead center, underneath this flap here, behind the seat, I drilled a hole into the box here, just big enough to fit that cord through. And with the Ultra Limited, it comes with a cigarette lighter inside. Oh, great. I'm not going to have enough light. I'm in my garage. Grab a flashlight of some sort. Yeah, so the hole's just, you can hardly even see the hole. This rubber grommet was a good idea, but it didn't. I got the wrong size. So anyways, yeah, it comes out. I had plenty of slack, and that will plug into the Sena Freewire. The other cord coming out is going to be continuously charging it into the cigarette lighter that comes with the Ultra Limited. So it's in the back. Don't have to worry about it. Somebody may say that, you know, if you pack a lot of shit on longer trips, you know, it's going to be buried, yada, yada, yada. It has not been a problem for me. It's out of the way. And this cord right there is all that you see. Now, one thing that was said, which I still can't figure out, I'm scratching my head. I turned this on every day when I went on like a 2-week trip. I marked this. Let me see if I can get that light. I marked this thing, which way is on and off. I don't know if you can see there or not. Where it says I is on, and I put a little plus sign with a silver marker. So that's on, and so it's currently off. And I figured this out as I was on my trip. I wanted to make sure I did not run my battery down, so I turned it off at the end of a day. Lights went out, it's off. But strangely enough, I come out the next day, turn the bike on. By the way, I'm running a Sena Savage 3/4 helmet. What you're hearing is the music coming out of the speakers. And I just happen to have my phone on. Normally, I listen to the radio more than anything, but yeah, I just turned the radio on. This thing is turned off. As you can see, it's in the off position. So, yeah, I don't even have to turn it on. I just come out, turn the bike on, see if it does anything. Reading. No, I'm not sure what the hell that is. No, try turning it on. There you go. I don't understand it, and if anybody knows, you could leave a comment. But, you know, there was talk of Ryan Urlacher was saying that he supposedly you could have this unit on, turn the bike off, and then the system would shut down and turn on, kind of like it's doing now. But the crazy thing is it's off. I mean, when I turn the bike off, as far as I know, I could be wrong, that's in the off position. I even I saw somewhere else where that is correct, that is off, and I read the manual that said that's off. So in the off position, you don't have to screw with it ever again. So yeah, it works for me. I think that's about it. I wanted to mention the reason I wanted to make this video was that in that off position question that I had, that I can't really figure it out, but hey, it works. So overall, this has been a good deal for me, good setup. Let me know what you think, and I'll leave it at that. Thanks.